So last night, the game that was supposed to start at 7:35 was delayed by the weather. You can't control Mama Nature. She's going to do what she wants to do. What we can control is the rain delay broadcast that we have while we're waiting for Jim Powell and Don Sutton to bring us baseball action. And what routinely happens when Chris Tomino and Benning were behind these microphones is they open it up to the phones for 130 affiliates to say, call us and we'll take your questions or comments about baseball.
And that ends up being the problem because you don't know when the game's going to start. When they started the rain delay show last night, there'd been speculation about a 10 o'clock start, maybe a 9 o'clock start, maybe 8:45. And so the idea is just keep going, just keep taking phone calls. And so last night, if anyone else was listening along with me, I was just listening going, I think every prankster on the 134-station network decided to call in last night.
Well, it turns into unintended just joy and beauty and gold.
Yeah, and so this is a compilation of several people that called in, including some people that called in multiple times, Matt.
Really?
Yeah, they're all doing bits, and so please.
I haven't heard this, so I'm excited.
Okay, just call for starting and stopping because it's intensive. Take a listen.
Here are some of the phone calls last night to the very special Braves rain delay show as we waited for the game to begin.
Let's open up the phone lines and let's go to Sal. Sal, thank you for holding on. How are you?
Ben and Chris, it's Sal. 2 quick questions for you. First question, congratulations on being named the best Braves pregame in all the country. Second question for you, I've come up with 65 different ways to make an out in a baseball game. I was wondering if you guys knew if I was missing any. First one, strike out looking. Second one, strike out swinging. Third one, strike out while swinging.
How deep do you think he can go?
Third strike, catcher throws to first. Fourth one, strikeout swinging, drop third strike, catcher tags batter. Fifth one,
We only got 60 left.
With 2 strikes. Sixth one, 3 unassisted. Seventh one, 4-3 put out. Eighth one, 5-3 put out.
All right, stop it for a second. I'm fascinated for 2 things. See how long Ben is willing to leave him on, and crediting Ben at the same time realizing I could be doing an hour and a half show, and I'm going to let this guy get through all 65 of these. That voice sounds familiar. I can't pinpoint it, but it sounds familiar.
It's Sal. I've heard him call into the station before. He always asks, like, what you bench and stuff like that.
Okay, that's Sal from Yonkers
That's
then.
Sal from wherever. Now, but I will say this. This was important. Remember, we talked about undefinitive show. You don't know when you're going to come back into rain delay. So Sal might be the best thing ever because you can fill time for me.
All right, let me see how long Sal gets stay on the radio.
Eighth one, 5-3 put out. Ninth one, 6-3 put out.
You think he's prepared beyond 12?
Yeah. This one is my third favorite of all of them. A 1-3. The 11th one, a 2-3 put out.
I know this guy's voice. I'm just going to tell you that I don't think he's in good enough shape to make it to 65. There's a chance he'll drop over before he actually gets to the 65.
I'm impressed. I was going to let him get to double digits. He got to 12.
He did.
So he was prepared.
Yes,
he was definitely prepared.
Again, that
65 ways to get it out.
That voice sounded very familiar.
Heavy.
Sounds like a bad song.
Just actually reading his list, I was a little nervous for the man.
Al, you're up next. Thanks for holding, Al. Welcome into our rain delay show.
No, it's not Al. It's Sal.
Oh, the time for...
Cut off. Number 13. Number 14 was running outside the base path. 15, missing a base while running. Number 16, runner interference.
He got to 16. Yeah, he got to 16. All right, let's step aside. We're going to reload on this
What
thing.
don't you have going on in your life if you're willing to actually...
Oh, he's got nothing going on.
Because he's got 49 more to go. I think he wants to get them all in.
I think he does.
It might take the entirety of the rain delay and you hitting that button 4 more different times.
All right, stop it for a sec. So whoever that guy was called back as Al to get back in and then corrected on air that it was Sal. He has determined that, again, familiar voice to get all 65 of these in.
I'm driving and thinking to myself, I don't know if I want to hear about all 65, but now I have to hear about all 65.
It might take the entirety of the rain delay and you hitting that button 4 more different times. But listen, as my father would say, who was the eternal optimist, at least the guy's got some heart.
Yeah, he does. And he's got a long list and lots of time.
That guy's a worker.
Let's go to Herbert. Herbert, welcome to our show. How are you tonight?
Well, oh, gosh, my gosh. It's been Paperboy Ingram. Oh, I just had a couple things I wanted to say. The first thing I wanted to say is, I always listen to your rain delay shows, hoping you'll bring me some good news.
All right, stop.
The second thing
Okay, you understand this is not a weekend show here on 680 where we can get jack wagons just calling in to be on the radio. That is 135 radio stations, the biggest network in professional sports. I don't know what voice or whatever that guy was doing, but this is not the time to be playing around. This is serious baseball.
Well, that's the old man in Family Guy, the one who's always offering popsicles to kids and stuff.
Until you told me, I wouldn't have recognized.
The second thing I wanted to say is, that Dansby Swanson. He's got a nice pair of strong hands, and every time I see him come up to the plate, fighting off pitches, going deep in the counts, I just say to myself, oh, we got a fighter. Anyway, I just wanted to say that you're always welcome to come on down to the cellar.
All right, that's probably a good impression. All right, Herbert, we appreciate it, man. That was we got our money's worth of that phone call.
Can I ask a question? Ben doesn't care about cutting anybody off. If you call, you're going to get a minute and a half no matter what. Is that where we are?
You're always welcome to come down to the cellar. And that's the point where Ben went, okay, let me hit the ejection button here.
Nothing about Dansby's strong hands or his great at bats.
Ooh, he's a fighter.
You're always welcome to come on down to the cellar.
All right, that's probably a good impression. Good. All right, Herbert, we appreciate it, man. That was we got our money's worth of that phone call. Anything you want to touch there?
No.
Okay, sounds
Not
good.
a bit.
All right, Powell is up next. Why do I have the feeling this might? Is this Powell or is this Sal?
No, it's your pal, Sal. I like number 18. That was 4 unassisted. Number 19 was 5 unassisted. I think my phone keeps breaking up. Number 20 was 6 unassisted. Number 21 was a 9-3. Domino, that's when the right fielder throws it to the first baseman. Number 21 is a fan interference. Number 22, batter runs back towards home plate before reaching first base.
That would never
Number
happen.
23, batter throws back to interfere with fielder.
What number did he get?
23.
Okay.
That might be it for him. I mean, we got a first pitch in about 35 minutes. Eric is up next. Eric, save us.
No, it's still Sal. Stop stealing his trophies.
Well, here's what I would have said.
He called us on 2 phone numbers, is what he just did.
Of course it is. Like a general manager in baseball. Of course that. Why wouldn't Sal have 2 phones?
Hold on. So whoever that guy was, that familiar voice, had one phone in one ear on the air, and then when he got cut off, had already called to be the next caller on the air. That's genius.
He realized that the only way I'm going to get at least to 23 or 24 is by being on the air twice.
That's just genius.
Eric is up next. Eric, save us.
No, it's still Sal. Stop stealing his trophies.
Well, here's what I would have said.
He called us on 2 phone numbers, is what he just did.
Of course it is. Like a general manager in baseball. Of course that. Why wouldn't Sal have 2 phones? I was going to say he can keep going until he cracks up. Once he loses it, I think
He just
he's out.
lost, yeah.
It's over.
He got to 24. I'm really impressed.
Very impressive.
Now, let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Barbara. Barbara, welcome into our Rain Delay show. How are you?
Hey, Cristamino, another guy who's not Cristamino. How are y'all?
Good evening, Barbara.
I just wanted to let you know that with this rain delay, I've been thinking about you guys and how smart you are, Chris, and how good of information.
I'll be thinking about you a lot today.
Well, thank you, Barbara.
Well, we got some stars on the show tonight, don't we?
No
I mean, stars.
How did I miss
Oh,
this?
man. This is like a
rain-
greatest hits.
Is it raining or is there stuff falling from outer space that we need to look at?
Do we dare try one more?
Is there a
please,
gas leak in the
please
city,
take
as we
another one.
like to say?
Please.
I've got one more person
Yes.
on hold, and I might regret this, but let's go to Cal. Cal, welcome in.
No, you'll regret it. So will I. Hello, Cal.
Number 28 is a 6-4-3 double play. 29, a 9-2-1 double play. 30 was a 9-8.
Can you imagine a 9-2-1 double play?
31, just let me finish, Ben.
You got 60 left.
1 double play. 32 is a 3-6-3 double play. 34 was a pickoff. 35, a 1-6-3 double play. 36, a 1-4-3 double play. 37, stepping out of the plate while bunting. 38,
That's a good way to finish it up, isn't it?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got halfway there. There'll be other rain delay shows, Cal, Sal, Pal, and whatever we call it. As it, we can finish that list.